What's up guys, welcome to another tech video that a lot of you probably aren't going to watch, but I enjoy making them anyway. This is one of my passions, so hopefully for those of you watching, the passion will show through. But today, we are talking about something that I am not as passionate about, the AirPods Pros, and what I think of them after using them for about a week. So let's get started. So I want to start off by saying that these are not the new AirPods. Like, they are new AirPods, but they are not the replacement for the regular AirPods. They're sort of like the iPhone 11 versus the iPhone 11 Pro. The iPhone 11 is still a great phone, but the Pro is sort of the phone with extra goodies. These are not the AirPods. The AirPods standards are still pretty good, but these are like the AirPods with some extra goodies, like noise canceling and a custom fit. So for a lot of people, the original AirPods fit with their whole one size fits most didn't really work. They were either too big or too small or too hard for people to wear for an extended period of time. Now, I never actually had this issue. I actually was in the camp where my ears happened to work pretty well, but I did know a lot of people who had this issue. And for those people, Apple gave these AirPods a custom fit or a customizable fit. You get 3 different sized ear tips with these headphones. And well, that's where my experience was a little different from most. I don't know, maybe I'm in a weird camp. I've never really been a big fan or been able to use in-ear headphones very well. The only pair that I've had before these that worked well were the Jaybird X3s, and even those got uncomfortable after extended listening periods. Like, when I went to try these, I ended up having to switch between medium and small because small felt a bit too small. It was not exactly the most comfortable fit in the world. But then mediums took a bit of getting used to because they felt like they made a decent seal, but they almost felt like they were too big. Now, a week in, I'm pretty much used to it, but they didn't quite fit my ears initially, and I still feel like partly they don't. The only thing with me settling in on the medium size is that after quite a while of listening, usually about an hour and a half or so, my ears aren't sore, or at least they don't feel sore until I reach up to actually touch them, like to readjust them in my ears, or to press the little pressure sensitive spot for control. More on that part of it later. But it's just kind of weird. And they make a good seal, but over time, yeah, they're not the most comfortable things in the world. But that's just my opinion. I actually still like the fact that these give you more than one fitment option. So that's a plus. Now, something they added that I thought was going to be a plus, but actually ended up just kind of not really mattering, was the fact that they put software into the Bluetooth pairing section where you can test the seal in the headphones to see if it's making a good seal. Now, I thought that was really cool. I thought, oh, great, we're gonna actually have the ability to see if it works before we go full on with this one specific size or the other specific size, whatever. But it's kind of pointless. And I say it's kind of pointless because you kind of already know when it makes a good seal in your ear. You can feel it. Now, there's one thing that makes it seem weird when you put the first ear tip in that I will go into in a minute, but initially, if you just put both headphones in and go, you know if you've got a good seal or not, and you can pretty much tell if it's going to be comfortable or not. But it's a cool idea. I mean, there's the mic inside that's supposed to listen to what you are hearing and adjust everything accordingly, and I appreciate it. And I think that the song thing that they did where it plays to hear if the seal is good, I think it's a good effort. I think I see what they were going for, but it doesn't really matter. Just find whichever one fits your needs best, and if it feels comfortable for you and it works with the noise canceling, and believe me, you'll know when the noise canceling is on, if that works, you don't really have to run the test. In fact, I ran it once and that was it. And it didn't give me anything I didn't already know. Oh, and by the way, if you do lose these ear tips, they are proprietary in order to keep you from getting that weird driver stalk that every other pair of headphones has. But it's actually nice. The piece is actually fairly flush, so I see why they did it that way. But again, proprietary is proprietary. It's Apple, so you do have to go through them if you want to get replacements. They are only charging $5, or I believe $4 actually, for the replacement ear tips. But I actually had to Google where you find them because they bury it pretty deep in their website. And for those of you curious, it's under the support page. You go to AirPods, there's a section where you can get replacement tips or replacement buds themselves, and you have to put your Apple ID in. Now, if you get replacement tips, like I said, they're about $4. If you get replacement buds, they are $70 per bud. So do not lose those or have a buddy swallow them like I've seen going all around the internet. Anyway, moving on, once you actually put the headphones in and you try out the noise canceling that Apple claims is magic like you've never heard, how is it? Actually, it's pretty good. I know this might come as a surprise to a few and not as much of a surprise to others, but when Apple actually focuses on one aspect of a product, that one aspect that they focus most of their time on actually turns out to be pretty good. I mean, take a look at the cameras on this year's iPhone lineup. They focused on the cameras, and you know what? They made up so much ground, and the same thing can be said here for these headphones. So most noise-canceling headphones have two sets of microphones, usually one per ear, and it's on the outside picking up on sound that the headphones are hearing and then playing a tone to cancel it out on the inside. Now, that's a good idea, and there's a lot of companies that do it really well. Bose does it very well. Sony does it really well. Even Sony's in-ear alphabet soup name headphones will actually do a really good job, but that's one set of microphones. And because it can't really tell what's going on in your ear, just what's going on outside of it and guessing, that's where you get that kind of weird brain pressure feel that you can often experience with regular over-ear and sometimes in-ear noise-canceling headphones. Apple, as I said earlier, actually put mics on the inside that listen to what your ear canal is getting from the speakers and will adjust because it can hear what's going on inside and outside, and those work together to get you the best results for the sound. And it actually works really well. I've been surprised almost nonstop by these headphones because every time I go into a different environment with different levels of sound, they do a phenomenal job of canceling out almost everything. Like, I know it's kind of hard for you to experience that without trying them yourself, but this little video here is pretty much the closest you can get to that. Now, when you put the first headphone in, you put it in and you're just doing one at a time, the one you put in first goes into transparency mode. And I actually thought that I didn't get a good seal, so I spent more time than I should trying to adjust it and make it work and getting it just right in my ear. And when I eventually figured out that, yeah, this isn't working for me, I just put the other one in to see if I could get that one to fit right. And then the noise canceling kicked in and sucked all the sound away. Yeah, transparency mode is actually that good. It's good enough that it fooled me into thinking that I didn't have a good seal in one ear until I put the other one in and heard the world vanish. Because in most of my experiences, when you have headphones with the pass-through audio like what the AirPods are doing, there's usually a hiss and a lot of times just enough of a delay that you can tell you're hearing it through microphones. These actually sound like there's a giant hole in your headphones just letting sound through, and that when you turn the headphones on, it almost just turns a valve that shuts everything out of the headphones. Though the one thing I will say that kind of gives it away, when I have my hair down, it actually picks up my hair occasionally brushing over the microphones, which if you're a girl or a guy with longer hair, just be aware of that because it doesn't really know what to do when it's picking up hair brushing noises. And so you can get this really weird, like, loud scraping almost sound. Now, it doesn't do that with the noise canceling on, just with pass-through on. So that's just something to keep in mind. And when transparency mode's on, it kind of sounds like this. The music still plays, but it definitely has the sound coming through. And we'll get into how that affects sound quality in a minute, but here's what it sounds like, or at least the closest I can get to it for you. But like I said earlier, once you turn noise canceling on, it just sucks all the sound out of the room and you're just left with your music. And it's really good. Now, of course, something like Sony's in-ear headphones that I'm not going to bother to try to remember the name of, those do have better noise canceling, and Bose actually also has better noise canceling, but there's something I've noticed with all of these headphones, except for AirPods, that is fairly consistent. There's a difference in sound quality with these headphones between noise canceling being on and noise canceling being off. Sony, for example, sounds incredible with the noise canceling off, but they are noise canceling headphones. So when you turn the noise canceling on, because that's why it's there, you actually end up losing a lot of the crisp high ends and you lose a lot of the bass out of the low end, and it sort of gets a little muddy, oddly enough. So when you have the noise canceling on, it actually makes for a worse sounding experience, even though it is a better noise canceling experience. So you end up listening to them with the noise canceling off a lot of times and just relying on the passive seal that it makes with your ear. When it comes to Bose, it's actually kind of the opposite. When you have the noise canceling on, it almost sounds like they tuned the speakers for having noise canceling on, but then when you turn it off, everything, especially the low end, gets really muddy for some reason, and I've never been able to figure out why. And EQ changes that Sony lets you do and that Bose doesn't let you do don't really make a difference. So that's just something with those headphones that you have to live with. But when it comes to the AirPods Pro, they actually don't change in sound quality from noise canceling on to noise canceling off. They keep a very consistent sound, and that may be because there's really not a lot to the AirPods sound, but it's impressive nonetheless because it means that when I'm listening to somebody talk with music playing, or when I'm ignoring everybody with music playing, there's not a difference in the experience. Now, when it comes to sound quality on these headphones, these sound fine. They don't sound too much different than the original AirPods, but adding that seal does dramatically improve what you perceive for sound quality out of these headphones. The original AirPods did have a decent enough sound. It was a little bit better than the built-in headphones that came with your phone, but when it comes to the actual quality, again, passable. Tons of noise bleed though, so you would lose a lot of that nuance and quality because it was so open. You just get all this noise coming in, so you'd have to turn up the volume to drown out the sound around you. Because these AirPods seal, you actually get more of that nuance, more of that quality that is actually already kind of present in the original AirPods, but these can bring it out more because you're getting rid of all the sound that keeps you from hearing those little details. You know, scripting does help, but I still flub my words a lot. So anyway, moving on. Now, I am a bit of an audiophile. I really do like good quality headphones from Sennheiser, Sony, Bose, and I know that these headphones aren't really catered to that demographic. They are catered to convenience. The original AirPods were also catered to convenience. Hell, even the EarPods, the original wired ones that came with the iPhone 5 and on, those were also catered to convenience. So, I mean, making a video from an audiophile's perspective really doesn't do justice to what these headphones are actually all about. And so I'll just simply summarize what I took away from the sound quality on these headphones, and we'll move on. For better or for worse, they sound maybe a little bit better than the original AirPods due to the seal, and yeah, maybe Apple did some tweaking to the EQ and to the drivers, but it's not a massive enough difference to justify what I would say is a major improvement in sound. But it's good enough, and that's all I'll say about it. We'll move on from there. The end. Now, I just mentioned that these are catered towards convenience, and I mean that, and all of it starts with the pairing process. It's the same as the original pairing process for the original AirPods. You hold them close to your phone, you hit connect, you're done. They are paired to every Apple device that you own. Take them out of the case, put them in your ears, they're paired, they're on, they're ready to go. Take them out of your ears, put them in the case, they're off, they're charging, you're done, put them in your pocket, and go do whatever you want to do now. It's easy, it's convenient, and dare I say, almost kind of magical. Now the case is a little bit bigger, but it still pales in comparison to what something like the Sony case comes in, or what the Bose case has in terms of size, and capacity-wise, it's still bigger than a lot of those when it comes to the actual charge time. You get no difference in charging between the AirPods and the AirPods Pro. 24 hours, you're set. Also, I did like how MKBHD in his video made like a little AirPods person, so I did the same thing, but because I have a leather case on mine, it kind of looks like he's wearing a shirt, but anyway, we'll move on from that. I just thought it was funny. So like I said, the case gets you 24 hours of battery life, and on top of that, you get 4.5 hours per charge cycle with noise canceling on, and about 5 hours with noise canceling off, and passive mode off. Like anything that involves the mics, 4.5 hours. And you gain another 30 minutes when you turn that off. Oh yeah, and there's also wireless charging built into the case. It's not like a 2-option deal like what you get with AirPods and then AirPods with wireless charging case. You buy the Pros, you get wireless charging. Again, like I said, convenience. Oh, and something else I actually forgot to put in the script here. You actually get a Type-C to Lightning charge cable in the box, which means that you can charge them off your MacBook, or if you have an iPhone 11 Pro, the little green thing I have up there, if you have an iPhone 11 Pro, which came with the wired fast charger through Type-C, you can use the cable and do that. So it's nice to see that Apple's starting to ship Type-C with everything. I would have loved to see it on the headphones themselves, but it's still Lightning, but it's progress. I'll take it. However, the convenience is still lessened by a little bit because you still don't get any sort of touch controls off of these headphones, and that pisses me off because they put a flat spot in it. It's not for touch controls though. There's no volume touch option, there's no anything like that. The flat spot is pressure sensitive, and it gets you the same double tap, single tap, triple tap hold that you get out of remember the remotes that you put on the wired ones? That's how they have it set up. Now, I guess it is a bit more convenient than the tap for the original AirPods because those, I didn't want to use Siri for everything. So the The fact that I don't have to use Siri for everything and I can still do play, pause, fast forward, rewind, that is kind of nice. Now you can, as I said in my previous AirPods review, use your Apple Watch as a control for volume, but if you don't have an Apple Watch, it really doesn't make a difference. And I'll say again, or rather have what I said in the previous video play again here. Now, I'm not saying go and buy an Apple Watch right now, but it is definitely more convenient than telling Siri to do it. So yeah, the now playing screen is nice, but if you don't have an Apple Watch, it really doesn't matter. All I have to say is, Apple, please, for the next pair of AirPods, whatever they be, use that giant stalk for touch, not just pressure sensitivity, because I don't want to have to remember the exact percentage that's comfy for my hearing, and I don't want to have to ask Siri for it, because Siri isn't that great, I'll be honest. In fact, I just pulled it up on my iPad when I said that, so it's not great. Either fix Siri, or fix the fact that your AirPods don't have a slide touch for volume. Please, one of the two, I'll take whatever. But at the end of the day, like I said at the beginning of this video, these are not replacing the original AirPods. They are adding to the AirPods experience. And for me, they're not even replacing my original AirPods. They have their use, and their use for me is when I want to sit quietly and drown out everything except for music to focus on writing scripts or reviewing something or writing an email. Any of those tasks, that's what these will be used for, because right now my main go-tos were giant over-ear Sony headphones, which were great, but inconvenient to wear and deal with. The fact that I can cancel out noise and feel like I'm wearing almost nothing now is so much nicer. But I'm still going to use my regular AirPods for everything else. I like being able to hear a car coming by when I'm out on a run or a walk, because I don't want to get hit by one. I want to actually be able to hear somebody talking when I'm out and about in public, because while I do like the idea of canceling out all of the humans around me and just focusing on what I'm doing, I still want to be able to hear, especially in Hagerstown, if somebody's coming up behind me to, stab me and take my wallet. So if you're debating on AirPods, do what I do. Do not treat these like replacements. Treat them like AirPods with some extras. If you want a truly convenient wireless pair of headphones for less than $200, go buy the regular AirPods without the wireless charging case. They go on sale all the time. They're normally $150 or $180. I've seen them as low as $144. Just get those. You will not be disappointed. They sound fine. The convenience is what sells those. So if you're looking for that and you're looking to save a bit, get those. In fact, if you're curious, my original review is still up, so you can go check that out. It's not as refined as something like one of these. In fact, I wouldn't even call this refined, but that's less refined. So if you want to, go check it out. You can see all my thoughts on those AirPods when they were still new. But if you're looking for the best that Apple has to offer with truly wireless headphones and you have the dough to put down, put your $250 into these headphones. You will not be disappointed. These are great. So yeah, overall, the AirPods Pros. They aren't pro, but they aren't bad. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this review. Please leave a comment letting me know what you guys think. I want to make more of these, but I want to make something that you guys want to watch when it comes to tech. So please leave a comment letting me know what you guys think. And apart from that, like, subscribe, and check out some of my other tech reviews. They're still all up down there. And otherwise, I'll see you guys in the next video. Make sure to be there and have a good one. Hey guys, just hopping in at the end here. Thanks for watching through the whole video. I hope you enjoyed it. I do still have merch. I've actually had it for quite a while, but not a lot of people know about it or care. And so if you guys want to support me or check it out just because it looks cool, go to the link in the description. You can see some of the designs I have, like the Steel Frodo in Steins Gate design, or even the Mob Psycho 100 design, and maybe even buy one if you like it, or don't. I cried myself to sleep at night anyway. So either way, guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching again, and I'll see you in the next one.